Hello world and welcome to my startup journal. I am Abraham and this is the weekly wrap up where I'm talking about how this past week went in the process of creating a new technology startup from idea to product to market. So I'm pumped. That's really the only thing that I can say or the best way that I can describe it. It's been a pretty interesting week. So I basically went to a spectacular event this week, and shout out to the team at TechTO that put on their first retail TO. And they have this really great thing where it's basically an open mic type of situation, and they give the mic around, you can put up your hand, you could be looking to hire somebody, you could be looking for advice, you could be looking to sell, all different possibilities. And so I took my own advice, as I had in the past, and got up there and just started talking about what I'm doing, and that I'm at the point where I'm looking for investors and partners, brand partners to be working with for my new startup. And man, did it work a little too well. I had a ton of amazing people come up to me at the break to talk to me about different things that we could do, including probably my number one brand partner that I would love to work with. And also some spectacular people who have tons and tons of insight into the industry and focus of retail, which and apparel and footwear, which is really where I'm focusing with this startup. So it's pretty spectacular. And then the freak out kind of set in that followed that, because I realized A, there's so many things I don't know. B, it feels like I am completely left behind in the dust before even really starting. And I also let some stuff really get inside my head around some competitors. And the funny thing is that these competitors, the strength and position that I was in the first place, and that special sauce that I thought that we had that set us apart from everybody else, still stands with this one specific competitor. But for some reason I let it get inside my head and do some funny things. So coming back from yesterday, probably a combination of the time change and everything like that, I just felt like a ton of waves had crashed in upon my head. And there was a lot of good in there, but a lot of fear as well, because it's like I have so much still to do and so much left to achieve. And then I had a really spectacular conversation with a coach and friend and mentor who kind of brought me back down to earth and helped me to realize that these were all good problems to have, and that some of the other things were about how I can really stay true to the brand and the reason and the focus and the things that I know I can do well that will set things apart. And that kind of, not to be too granola, but staying authentic in that really will come through in the product itself, and believing in my ability and the strengths that I had in the first place. So that was spectacular. Now, another really interesting insight from going to this event, and this is kind of common if you try and put yourself out into the startup community, is that there is an entire world, an entire business around catering to startups. So not the startups themselves, but the entire business of catering to startups as they are themselves. These go from advisors and consultancies and law firms that have nice little neat startup packages that still cost you $10,000 to start, all the way through to incubators, accelerators, so on and so forth, that take different amounts of equity. Sometimes it's kind of a mixed university model, all of those different things. So it's really spectacular how many different supportive mechanisms there are, but I also can't help but question sometimes, is this really helpful or not, or is this just something that is putting me down the wrong pathway or is a distraction? And so I'm kind of caught, because I had these really spectacular conversations with a couple of other startup founders that are relatively young and early on in their careers and really amazing people, and we were having such interesting discussions about what it feels like to be going through this process, as well as what's possible in the industry for really turning some things on their head and disrupting or redefining, as it may be. But and I can't question that being surrounded by those people in an accelerator or an incubator would be an amazing thing on a day-to-day basis, because it would drive those conversations to happen more and more. But the fear that I have is finding the right fit. I've personally feel like my intuition is telling me that an incubator or an accelerator is really only the right thing if it's the right fit for you and if it's the right fit for your company. And so I'm asking a question. I'm putting some feelers out there to say, if you have any experience in defining or trying to find that right fit for yourself and working with an incubator or an accelerator or a partner, let me know. Give me some comments below. Feel free to give me some feedback, because I would really appreciate it. That's all for this week. I know I still owe you a bit of a book report on the subtle art of not giving a fuck. That will be coming next week. There were just too many things on the go this week to be able to get through that and write an article and film a video for it. But stay tuned for next week. Thank you.